Determinism and indeterminism are two philosophical perspectives on whether the events in the universe, including human actions, are determined by preceding causes or occur randomly and freely. Determinism. Determinism is the idea that all events, including thoughts, choices, and actions, are causally determined by preceding events. In a deterministic universe, every action has a cause rooted in a prior condition, meaning that given the same initial conditions, the same outcome would necessarily follow. Key forms of determinism include causal determinism, the idea that events follow a chain of cause and effect. If we knew all the laws of nature and the positions of all the particles, theoretically, we could predict all future events. Biological determinism, the belief that biology entirely determines behavior and traits, meaning that an individual's genetic makeup predetermines their abilities, personality, and actions. Theological determinism. Some religious perspectives hold that a divine being determines all events. In such a view, free will may be understood as limited or illusory, as everything unfolds according to a divine plan. Psychological determinism. A psychological or environmental form of determinism posits that our behaviors and choices are determined by prior experiences, upbringing, or social conditioning. Indeterminism. Indeterminism, on the other hand, is the view that not all events are predetermined. Some events, according to this perspective, are random and occur without specific causes, allowing for genuine novelty or freedom in the universe. Indeterminism implies that given the same initial conditions, different outcomes are possible, introducing the potential for choice and spontaneity. Forms of indeterminism include quantum indeterminacy. In modern physics, quantum mechanics introduces a form of indeterminism at the subatomic level. Particles don't have determined positions or paths until they are measured, and certain events are probabilistic rather than strictly predictable. This randomness has sparked debate about whether indeterminism at the quantum level could impact human freedom or consciousness. Libertarian free will. Libertarianism holds that humans have genuine free will and that some of our choices are not causally determined by previous events. This view argues that while external influences play a role, individuals have true capacity to choose between alternatives. Chaos theory and complex systems. Some scientists and philosophers argue that complex systems like weather patterns or social behaviors show elements of indeterminism. While deterministic in principle, such systems are so sensitive to initial conditions that they produce outcomes that appear random or unpredictable, a phenomenon known as sensitive dependence on initial conditions. Reconciling determinism and indeterminism. Several philosophical positions try to reconcile or moderate the two views. Compatibilism. Many philosophers argue that determinism and free will are compatible. Compatibilists believe that freedom can be defined in such a way that our choices are both determined by prior causes and freely made, as long as they align with our desires or rational preferences. This approach suggests that freedom doesn't mean acting without any cause, but rather acting according to our motivations without coercion. Hard determinism versus hard indeterminism. Hard determinists reject any notion of free will, asserting that determinism rules out freedom entirely. Hard indeterminists, however, may argue that if events are merely random or uncaused, this randomness does not grant us free will, since actions would be arbitrary rather than free. Soft determinism. A form of compatibilism, soft determinism suggests that determinism is true, but it doesn't threaten meaningful choice as long as individuals act in accordance with their inner motivations. These philosophical positions have profound implications for moral responsibility, ethics, and the justice system. For example, if all human actions are determined, some argue that it would be unfair to punish people for actions that were inevitable. Others, however, contend that predictability in human behavior is what makes accountability and moral improvement possible. The debate between determinism and indeterminism therefore spans science, philosophy, psychology, and ethics. Both perspectives offer insights into our understanding of causality, choice, and the nature of reality. If you like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.